What the heck do Peace Corps volunteers do and why do they do it? I had the pleasure to ask some fellow Peace Corps volunteers in Mexico this past weekend. In a later video, I will share more specifically about why I joined Peace Corps and what my project is. For now, enjoy hearing from my friends Tyler, Meg, and Adam.
Why did I join the Peace Corps? I really wanted to do the Peace Corps for a really long time. I'm not even sure how long, at least since high school. It's been a thing that I've really wanted to do for a lot of reasons. I think at first probably I wanted to save the world or something like that, but later on it ended up being something I really love traveling. My parents love traveling. It's been a thing that we've done for a long time, and so I wanted to go see more of the world and see it in a more intimate way where I really get to know the place. For me, Peace Corps is a way to get job experience, it's a way to see a new culture in a really intimate way, and it's a way to improve my language, and it's a way to help people, even if it's just in a small way. I'm not trying to save the world, but I think I'm helping at least a few people.
And Peace Corps pays, it's like a way to live abroad and live in a community and not have to pay your way in living through that country. So it was a financially sound way for me to live abroad. And so I applied, and actually the first time I applied I got Africa, and I was excited to go, but the world works in mysterious ways, and eventually I was stationed in Mexico.
I love Mexico. I studied abroad in Mexico in my undergrad, and so all these different combinations came together to do protected area management, do the Peace Corps in a Spanish-speaking country in Mexico, and also it's an awesome experience, 2 years. When else do you get the chance to live somewhere for 2 years? So I think all these combinations came together.
So the reason a volunteer was chosen to be here is for a project with Ajolote serrano, which is a type of salamander that lives in the streams here. So I'm doing monitoring with those, and we're looking at doing some work to reforest a buffer around the creeks that they live in. What I'm doing right now is really a lot less of what the primary focus of the project is. So I'm teaching English to adults and kids. I have an English conversation class, and I'm starting environmental education. Doing a lot of things like film screenings in the plaza, environmental film screenings, and a lot of things that really weren't in the job description, but that I think are helping. I'm doing what I can, and in the context of the environment, and in the context of what the community wants. The community was really interested in English classes. That's why I ended up doing that. And that's what we're really here for, is to help the community in the ways that they need to be helped, in the ways that they want to be helped. So that's really what I'm focusing on now. Hopefully I get some more of the natural resource management projects up and going in the future, but for now, yeah, I'm focusing in on a lot of education.
In my site, I live in Santa Lucia, in the state of Querétaro in Mexico, and I mainly work in schools, do environmental education, working with kindergarten, elementary school, and middle school students. I'm currently working to try to start an environmental group in my community with young kids as well as with a group of moms, and we're mainly focusing on gardening and trying just the whole entire process of gardening and how to make it sustainable year to year. And then with the kids, we're working on contamination. There's a huge trash problem here. So we're focusing on the causes, the effects of contamination, and then what we can do about it. Doing limpiezas, doing cleanups in our communities.
My project is primarily ecotourism, and as you can see, it's a spectacular view right here, and one of the most incredible views in all of Mexico, but it's the community, it's not very organized, and so here it's to improve their viewpoint, because there's a lot of things that we could work with here, but it's not too well taken care of, and every year the view is spectacular. It's going to see more and more tourists, so trying to get the people to appreciate the landscape and to protect the view and nature that they have, and trying to it's a really marginalized community, so trying to find new sources of income for the community, but also protecting the resources that they have. So artists and crafts, and there's also lots of apples, but they sell them really cheap, or there's so many apples that they're going to waste. So it's a lot of different projects that I could be doing.
No, it's not easy. It's anything but easy. It's a beautiful experience. It's great. It's hard. It's stressful and frustrating. It's enlightening. It's confusing, but it's not easy.
just being in the community, trying to integrate, trying to understand more about the Mexican culture and share a little bit about my culture with them. And it's been a trip, harder than I thought it would be. You look for the small things to get through your day, and you find those beautiful moments even when things seem horrendous. And then some days things are just, you feel at home, and it's really amazing.
It hasn't been as easy as I expected it to be, and have a lot of hurdles to try and get over, but it's been a great experience so far, and I'm already starting to see a little bit of progress in what I've been doing, so it's been really good.
Being a Peace Corps volunteer is definitely not easy, but as you can see, it's been super rewarding for all of us. Stay tuned for future videos about my service and the Mexican culture.